Hey guys, welcome to the Big Fat Chat. My name is Dan, and I'm here with Gravy, and I'm gonna play his music in the background. So he's gonna
Which one are you playing?
just your Gravy's cover video.
There's loads of cover videos.
It's like a trailer, I think.
Is it? Oh, fuck, look at that.
There we go. So today we have King of Charisma. He's shit in his pants about this, but because Dai is so hard to come by these days,
Lazy.
he told me that he was busy with his gym, and I'll just take that. Oh, you're on to fucking La Morte Jour now, so I'm gonna have a listen to this.
How long's that video?
It's like 4 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, 4 minutes 12. So basically, Gravy's standing in as the stand-up guy that he is. Well, he doesn't do a lot of standing up. He does a lot of sitting down.
I've come up from the substitute bench of.
He was 100% the sub bench because we were holding this out for like the 100th episode.
For someone who can actually talk, and I'll probably last 2 minutes, and then Dan will probably talk the rest.
Yeah, but
We'll start talking about how we created the Dirty Dan Burger or something.
We could talk about anything. That's the joys of having a podcast and not being on TV. I don't know what this song is. Oh, it's Avicii, I think this is. All my life. Yeah.
Oh, listen though.
Right, me singing there is one of the things I want to bring up today, actually, is because I actually tried singing on one of my songs and it did not go so well. Well, I don't think it went well, but I've been showing people and they're like, oh no, it's alright, like. So
we'll go on multiplayer piano after and we'll have a sing when I play.
We can do it. We can do anything. The joys of podcasts is I'm in control. So, so yeah, basically, let's get this intro out of the way. We are now on Apple Podcasts, and we're also going on to Acast this week as well. So for you Android guys, people watching on YouTube can see Gravy's fingers moving and my face sitting in the dark. So we'll give you a little bit of.
Have you done that? Have you seen my greasy fingers?
I'm actually playing the video of YouTube full screen on the YouTube video. So
I think I was less fat there.
You got half chub fingers. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, I was fat,
like
really fat. Like I'm really, really, really fat now. I was like an XXL there. I'm like an XXXXXXL now.
How much do you weigh? Like actually, no bullshit.
No bullshit. Last I weighed last month I think about 23 stone. I'm a big fat
23 stone, and you're not very tall either, are you?
6 foot.
Are you? No, nah, don't believe you.
Yeah. I don't believe you,
mate. I'm 6'1", and like I tower over you. If I'm sure I do.
I'm sure 6 foot. Well, that's thing.
Last time you weighed your height.
Weighed my height. I was about to say last time I weighed I was 6 foot.
Yeah, no. I don't like. I'm probably at the fattest I've been in my life at the minute now, and I can
look down the scales and it said 6 foot.
Do you know, like I get to a point now where I just feel like there's probably a heart attack looming. Like, do you know what I mean?
had that yesterday. I woke up and I had some horrible.
You just get stinking pains in your chest.
Just like a horrible sound right where my heart is. Well, I don't know where my heart is. I think my heart was where it was. And it was like, wow. And then I was like, I'm going back to sleep for half hour. Fuck that.
Best thing to do when you think you're dying, just go have a nap. Fuck phoning the doctors. Fuck all that shit.
There was a thing, and one of my colleagues in work was saying, the doctors were saying, if you feel like you're like indigestion or acid, it's like one of the signs of heart attack. I was like, I get that all the time.
I have had indigestion and like heartburn for the best part of like 4 months. So I could be dying. Like, I literally think I could probably be dying. I don't know.
You're living on the edge, you are, mate.
Actually, like, do you know, like people are like climbing buildings and shit. I'm just not going to the doctors when I feel like I'm dying.
Just walking down the street, you're fucking dicing with death.
Instead of making like videos of me like hanging off the side of buildings, I could just be like me walking down the street. I got heartburn, boys. And everyone's like, fucking hell, chill out, mate. I had a haircut today. I look less scruffy. Oh,
do you look lovely?
Your video's just stopped. Hold on.
Oh no.
I'm gonna yank this back over here.
Which one are you pinking now?
Should we stick what else we're going? Yeah, I need a watch. Oh Christ, that's not good. I need a watch what I'm sticking on. I don't want my tabs coming up because it's all porn. Uncle Greg.
Is it really?
No, I don't have tabs for porn. You just
bookmarks.
Not even bookmarks. You just fucking, what's it called? Incognito, like, yeah. That's the longest video of yours. So I can't find any more piano players. What should we stick on? I don't know. But yeah, so Dai's been busy in the gym. That's what he says. I tell you what, I have been watching on your channel, and it's weird as fuck. Is I went back and I watched you play Pokemon,
Which one?
like back when your first one's Pikachu. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you did the Pokemon Yellow edition. You didn't
That's when
really.
you got.
You played it like
That's when you got in. Sorry, I'm being like that. That guy on fucking.
Elroy.
That one, that's him. I just turned into him. I think that's the nerves, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you started watching it as soon as you like started playing, got into Pokemon. So you bought yourself a little DS, didn't you?
I got myself 2DS, yeah, and like
2DS.
I smashed Pokemon for a long time. I haven't got back to it now. I'm currently I opened because I've got Red. I just got all 3 starters and I smashed them out into Sun. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm training up my own.
That's a bit cruel, isn't it? To put creatures into the sun. Get in there.
It's a bit cruel to battle them till they pass out anyway. So it's fine. Like I mean, if you're playing Pokemon, you're not particularly a moral person anyway. So.
No.
But yeah, I watched that, and you kind of speed run it. You don't play it properly. I don't think you just kind of.
As yours, yeah.
It's
like
everything you do in your life, you give
yeah.
you give the laziest man the hardest job. You'll find the easiest way to do it. That's literally.
Oh, that needs 4 screws. 2 will do.
2 will do. Yeah, that's 100%. Like when you built Shafe's PC, I guarantee that's what you did.
There's probably a couple of screws not in that PC at the minute.
I put like when I'm building someone's PCs, like I put like an hour aside just for sorting the cables out. So like after I built it, I literally like fine tooth comb all the cables and shit. And I know when Shafe said to me, "Oh, Gravy's going to help me build my PC," I was like, "Oh, that's going to be Stig of the dump PC, like 100%." Because I reckon you start with like the intentions of doing it all properly, and then maybe like 20 minutes in.
I thought I did a good job considering I wasn't in my own space. I had to work in this little tiny. I don't know if you've been in this flat. It's
I've never
this
been in
little
this flat.
tiny room you have to work in. I was like, mate, let's go in the living room. He hasn't got a table in the living room, so I was balancing the PC on his the sofa.
Oh man, I had to do his PC in a room that Noah had a screwdriver, so that was entertaining. I eventually, like after him jamming the screwdriver into Shafe's brand new fucking stock cooler, I just locked him in his bedroom with his gate, like, and he was just crying whilst I was, because I was like, I can't afford to replace anything in this PC if Noah breaks it. Shafe was Shafe was like sat here and he was just like, oh,
new PC.
He's like, your kid is literally shanking my new PC. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to stop him from fucking jamming shit in there. So I eventually just I just threw him in it. Well, I think Laura phoned Shafe and then she was having a chat with Noah as well. So that was funny. But yeah.
When I checked my old PC for dying, one of Dai's kids, was it Beefy or the other one?
Yeah, we won't say anything about his family, but yeah, it was for the older one.
It was for that one.
I suppose nobody would ever guess with us calling him Beefy, to be fair. But we call one of Dai's kids Beefy, right? I'm not going to explain why. We just do.
No. We won't go into why
we won't go into why he thinks he's like a monster munch. But yeah. But yeah, twice I've had to cut out something because I've said something about Dai's fucking family. It pisses me off. Damn him trying to keep his fucking trying to keep his identity fucking secret. It pisses me off. Like now he's doing a really good job of keeping his identity secret because he's just never on the podcast anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't come on like.
He'll have to change that co-host to fucking once a year host. Like.
So I mean, we went down to his gym. That's when I come down and pick up that motherboard for the new PC.
We were doing like a big PC swap that day when we were just doing like fucking. What did I bring? I brought the
kid.
I didn't bring my. Did I bring my kid?
Yeah, Noah was down and he just saw the biggest. I don't know, kids adventure in that gym.
Yeah.
He was hanging off everything.
Shit, yeah.
He was doing a half pike triple jump off the ropes.
Yeah, no, he fucking loves that gym. He got wiped out by the punch bag the other day. There's a couple of times he just tells me like, "Daddy, can we go see Daddy? Daddy, can we go see Daddy?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." The thing is
Daddy.
When I go to, I tell you which one video I'm gonna fucking load up so everybody can see how much of a fucking cheap cunt you are. I'm gonna put this up here and I'll make it full screen. And that audio interface for there, I gave Gravy, and
Still got it.
because I am making a new album, about 10 years since I made the last album, this audio interface here was the one I made my first album with, and that was in 2008.
Oh, I've got a piece of Dan.
You got a piece of Daniel Phillips. Well, it's Picasso back then. That was my rap name back then. So that's a little bit of history for you guys.
Nice.
People not watching on YouTube missed all of that, and they just hear me like clicking a mouse. But basically, Gravy, I gave this to him for free because I'm a cool guy. Why did I give it to you? Because you needed to record your piano, innit?
No,
thought you died.
because this microphone that
because it's got XLR inputs.
given to me.
Didn't it when you upgraded to Windows 10, it didn't work or something? Or was it with Windows 8?
I had 7.
Yeah, and it worked fine then, did it?
And then on the 10, it was like, no, we don't register these derelict things on this system.
Not even legacy drivers work anymore.
So I might as well find some type of beta drivers that actually worked. It still works now.
And you're still using it?
Yeah.
Big fan of that. So basically, yeah. So that's how old. I think that's the only freebie I've ever given you. So that's like my trade for you buying me Armour 3.
Yeah.
Like with regards
when I was a fan,
because
we gonna talk about that.
What's that? Yeah, actually, yeah, because that's good because like you're one of the very few people that like. Actually, I was about to say you turned from a fan to a friend, but like that's pretty much what happened to me as well because I was fanboying.
Hold on, I'm being shouted at a minute.
By who? Gravy lives with his parents and they hate him. They absolutely despise his existence. They're kind of like us, but more vocal about it, I think.
I just said no to crumpets and I'm a bit upset by that.
You said no to crumpets?
Yeah,
because we've been talking about your fat fingers.
On it as well.
What, she brought it into you?
No, she just shouted at me like, "Oh, hey, Gravy!" That's how she sounds.
Does she call
my mother,
like
fucking Gravy!
Legit.
Want some crumpets?
Legit.
Like,
Does she actually call you Gravy? I hope she does.
Yeah. What my whole family called me Uncle Gravy. That's how Uncle Gravy started.
Because your family call you Uncle Gravy?
Yeah.
Why though?
Well, it started off with my nephews. For some reason, one of them decided to go, "Oh, Uncle Gravy." I was like, "Oh, here we go."
What? So it didn't even have any basis in.
It literally was. One of my nephews went, Gravy. I was like, and then one of them went Uncle Gravy. I was like, oh, that name's sticking.
That's pathetic.
And that's the birth of Uncle Gravy.
So yeah, I was. I think you came about because me and Shafe were doing the pod. Like, first of all, I'm gonna go shouts to Shafe because he named the Big Fat Chat on his podcast the other day. So yeah, I want to get onto his podcast, and it seems like it would be fun. I'm enjoying them.
I said what I did last week, and I need to check that on.
The one that just released on Sunday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it was on the night that I was on with you. So when was that? Sunday. Was it?
This week has flown by if it was that long ago.
Oh, I don't actually know. When was I on with you last? When I stayed up late?
Thursday.
It may have been Thursday. I don't know. I've lost all track of time. But but yeah, he shouted out because I said to him, I messaged him. I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "That Elroy guy, he starts going into a story, and then he kind of audits himself, and he's like, oh, maybe this is a bit too dark, and then he stops, and he did it.
Yeah.
He did it like 3 or 4 times in the first thing, and I text Shafe. I was like, mate, he just needs to fucking let it go. Like, I think it would just like when he starts going down these like rabbit holes, and like because obviously he's quite vocal about his mental health and shit, like, and I was just like, I was starting to listen to it. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then he literally just cut himself off and started going to something else. And I was like, mate, come on, man, stop.
Enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, I actually was, because that's kind of what podcasts are about, isn't it? It's about the real stuff. Like, apart from fucking transgender Death Star the other day, which was just like,
that was just a mess.
It was a cluster.
That was a mess.
The thing is, right, we were going from some serious topics the first like hour, and then the last half hour, I was like, what's happened here? But I enjoyed that. Like what I want to get to do, and what I want to kind of start doing is like do the solo stuff quite serious midweek. Like I just did that paedophile one. I don't know if you've heard that one, have you?
When was that?
I released it last Wednesday.
No.
But it's only on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts because it was quite a like I didn't want to put it on YouTube. I didn't want paedophile in the kind of thumbnail of YouTube. But I spoke about that that bird who did the TED talk. Do you hear about that? And she was trying to like kind of normalize paedophilia. She was like, that's what the headline was. TED Talks tries to normalize paedophilia, and I was like, fuck, I got to do a podcast on this.
Great.
But like it wasn't as clean cut as that. You should listen to the podcast. Everybody who hasn't listened to it, hop on over to Apple Podcasts. I did have my first review from a person that I didn't know on Apple Podcasts the other day, so it's reaching somebody.
Any good?
I haven't looked at the analytic. Yeah, it was like 5 out of 5, 10, no,
Oh,
5
right.
stars, 10 out of 10. Great listening or something.
Would bang.
But that was because of the paedophile one, I think. So I don't know. Like maybe the controversial headlines can stick to SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts because that's what people like over there. And then the YouTube like weekly one, which I want to keep on a Saturday, but for some reason I'm really struggling the last couple of weeks. I'll use that for like the crazy shit that people like. Do you know like the old blog TV stuff with Die? Kind of that type
Die
of
TV.
feeling. Yeah, that type of feeling, like the Die TV stuff. Kind of just riff like fuck. Like if Trav was in here now, he'd 100%. We'd already be on fucking smoking weed in space or something now. Just because that's the way he is, like.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I started as a fan as well. So I can't really chops about you. But you came about when I was doing the on sofa stuff, and you were there like literally.
No, it was before that. It was you were on Die TV,
Yeah,
and for some reason you were on the bed doing Dan Station XXX.
nah, yeah, that wasn't Die TV. That was when
Huh?
that was when I started streaming myself.
Was it on? Was everyone on the sofa?
It was in between on sofa. So I was doing the stuff with with Shafe on sofa weekly, and then I would do those really random the random ones hangouts where like Rubik's could be there. Nort was there sometimes. Trav was there a lot. Because me and Trav tried doing that streaming platform, didn't it? What was it? Stream Daily or whatever it was called. We tried doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was amid stat. I was doing Babe Station.
You literally were you're on the bed, you're laid down on your front, and you're just like kicking your legs behind you.
Phone. I was like, I'll show people.
And you actually gave your number out, and people were calling you.
I let people phone me on the stream. I would never let people do that now. I'd never give my number out again.
I tried to call you, but it was engaged.
I was on a line sexting somebody else. That's why. But yeah, so I think this is dropped. So that came about, and then you we basically bullied you into buying armor. You bought armor for Shafe first, which I was a little bit pissed off at.
You're upset you were.
And then you basically after me like twisting your digital arm, I kind of got it out to you as well. Still my highest played game ever on Steam.
Oh yeah.
How many hours?
That's the best gift you've ever had. The best gift you've put a considerable amount of hours in.
I'm not gonna let yeah, so just short of 800 hours in armor, and that's.
I don't think you've spent that amount of time with your bloody bird.
Let me have a look. I don't think there's anything close to that. Oh, armor 2, I got 97 hours in. 6 hours in Infinite Warfare.
I tried playing that
71 minutes in the forest. 10 hours in Gang Beast. That's a boy. 14 hours in Gmod. 78 hours in Grand Theft Auto 5. That's probably the second one. 2 hours in Identity. Fucking hell.
Are we going to talk about that?
We could talk about right. Yeah. So basically, right. I love role playing games. I absolutely love role playing games. And Identity promised. How long ago?
I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years.
How long ago was it? Was it 2 years or 3 years?
Nah, it's been longer than that. It's when it was
4 years?
during the time of Arma 3.
So call it 4 years then.
Yeah.
4 years ago, they came out with this trailer. They're the guys who developed an RP mod for Arma 3. Oh yes, it would have been Arma 3. And they were basically, it was the best life mod at that time. They were doing things that nobody else could, and then they went out. They were like, "Fuck, let's make our own game." It's called Identity. The role playing aspects of it were meant to be like groundbreaking, and to be honest, their vision is massive, right? Like, I think a AAA title would struggle to kind of
small development team.
It's like 5 people. they got like this little office with 4 PCs in, and like that's it. And I was like, "Fuck." Like, that's massive. That's a massive undertaking. Yeah. So finally, after 4 years, it drops on Steam. I backed it 4 years ago for 70 quid, which got me like an apartment and a motorcycle and a couple of grand money wise. I can't remember what it was. And it drops, and it isn't even a game. it's like PlayStation Home, but a bit shittier. Essentially, it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, but I would have rather them, instead of just working on that square, I would have rather them released the map and have like a buggy RP experience still. Do you know what I mean? Like there is no role playing elements at all in a game that's designed for role playing.
Just a bunch of people singing on the karaoke.
They've released it with like a karaoke. You can go to you can go to a shop to buy clothes. You can go to a bike shop and buy nothing. You can go to a cinema and watch films, which is actually, I think that's quite cool.
That was cool until I watched you take off from your seat and
yeah,
you were
but
in
like
the top right corner of the screen.
it is riddled with bugs. But I'm gonna stick with it. They said the full release should be in 2021. I reckon. When did DayZ come out?
Oh,
DayZ,
God.
the standalone, is about 5 or 6 years old now, isn't it? Surely.
I'll have a quick check now.
Google. I'm pretty sure it's like 5 or 6 years in alpha and beta. Must be. Has to be.
Where's the store page for it?
Does it say when it went live?
Should do.
So I think that came. I think it's like 5 or 6 years. So 5 years, and it's only just getting into. Or they say on the 13th, so in a couple of days, in 5 days, it's going to be going full release 5 years later, and that's with a full development team. That's not that isn't a half-assed production. Like I know they lost Dean Hall halfway through, and then like and somebody else as well this year, another big name in the studio this year. But it's a little bit insane that it's only getting to full development 5 years later. So you're talking a team of 5 people, which with a game that's probably more in depth, and they think that they're going to get it done in 2021. I don't think so. Sad times.
Oh, there's 170 meg patch for it today.
To be honest, right, I have heard
something.
the people that have been playing it now, the people that are playing it now have said that the game is way better than it used to be.
Right.
So I wouldn't mind jumping into it at some point. What was I going to say now? I've talking about music earlier and my album. I've only gone and hired somebody to do the cover art.
Really?
Super excited. like actually excited. You've seen Deadbird stuff, haven't you? He did some stuff for Schaefer.
Yeah.
He did. So shouts to Deadbird. I am Deadbird. He's going to be doing my album cover, but he's like hand drawing this design I've given him, like digitally hand drawing it, and I am like stupidly excited. I think the album cover is going to be better than the music on the album, and it's slowly but surely just getting more and more in depth every time I fucking pick it up. So like the last 3 days, I have literally just been hammering it. The last 3 days, just trying to get everything done, and it's gone from a 6-song EP to a 10-song. See, and it's just like every time I go on, I was like, maybe I should do a song about this. And I actually attempted to sing on one of the songs, and I realised that I can't sing, Griff.
No?
Yeah.
I've heard you sing before, and I thought you actually quite
This is the thing, I thought I was an alright singer as well, until you've got a mic in front of you, and you have to like hit every note, otherwise it sounds shit. Oh, I don't know whether I should try playing it now. So let me see if I can.
You just sing along to it live.
I'm not going to sing along to it live. Let me open up the scene here. Ooh. I'm gonna. Oh wow, I didn't open the song. Okay, I was wondering why nothing was loading. Let me see if I can do this without being too much embarrassed now. So this is a song that nobody's actually heard. Only the guy who's doing my mastering has heard this song, and one of the boys from work.
Do I get to hear it?
You won't be able to hear it, but everyone else will.
So I'll imagine it.
Yeah, just imagine it.
Right.
Oh, see, I don't want to play this because it's terrible. Right.
No, let's do it.
That's really bad. Hold on. I can't. Oh, wow, I can't. How the fuck do you move Fruity Loops around? I can't move it around.
You mess about with Fruity Loops, do you?
I'm mastering Fruity Loops.
Oh, nice.
I do all. Oh, I can't show you the screen for something. Oh, I tell you what I can actually do is I can do. Sorry, everybody who's just listening, because you're not seeing anything happen at the moment. But window capture. Okay, let me load up Fruity Loops. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then so this is just kind of what I'm working with here. And then, oh, I don't want to. Right, okay, here we go. Hear your voice. Oh, that's so bad. So bad. All I know is that that's all I'm gonna play. But
I can hear it slightly through the microphone. Then.
that's a world exclusive of one of the songs called Daddy on my new album.
I look forward to having it in my CD changer in my car.
Well, the CDs are going to take longer now because I didn't get my bonus.
Oh yeah.
So basically what was going to happen was I was going to get some like CDs properly made out with like the inserts and shit, and I was just going to, because I can't make any money off this album, I have to just give it away.
Give it away now.
Some of the songs I can sell, so like maybe I'll just fucking chuck a few out there, see if people want them and see if they buy it. But the initial was I was gonna release the solid copy albums first, give a couple away on the podcast to some solid listeners, anyone who just sent me their address that I just sent one out, and then like a month later release it onto SoundCloud and Spotify. But no, because money's dried up and I can't use my bonus because it doesn't exist. I can't do the CD release now, really, pretty much, but I really want to. The only thing is you have to do 50. You can't do less than 50 CDs, like. Right. So everybody just heard me sing. I hope it wasn't too loud because I feel like it may have been, but whatever.
It was very quiet. I couldn't.
It
came through the microphone then. I was able to hear it.
Yeah, it's because I got headphones on, but I didn't check the volume. But
Sexy.
I wasn't planning on it and showing anybody. But I don't like it, but I've shown it to a few people and they're just like, leave it on. So I'm going to, and then like I'll just take it as a bad song from the album if that happens. What I'm noticing now is because I've put so much pressure on myself to release this, but I'd like to get it finished by the end of 2018. I'm kind of rushing the songs a little bit, like rushing the writing, and it makes me a little bit sad because some of the songs that were gonna be really good, I kind of just like, oh, it's good enough, and then I've left it. So yeah. I've
sat behind the microphone, went
that's kind of what I did, and I had to re-record the whole fucking album again. So I had 6 songs recorded, but because of the mixer debacle, I added a mixer into the line when I started doing the podcast, and for some reason that fucks up the rapping. So I've taken it out and I've re-recorded everything, and I've tried mastering it all myself. So because like obviously Josh works, he's got 2 kids. I was like, he is definitely not mastering 10 songs in his time off for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's only just fucking released his own album. He's like fucking, I think he rushed that. So I was like, if I try mastering it and get him down here for one day, chuck him on the PC and just be like, see if you can make it sound better than what I already have. And then that's the deal. I got my Onkyo. I got my little my Onkyo AV receiver because it does pure audio, and I didn't know that. So like I've got almost a sound monitor experience with these. So I got speakers in front of me now. So when I'm mastering, I got that crisp, pure audio sound. So it's like a professional studio, yeah. It's like a professional studio, yeah. Buy me a game, Engrave.
Poor mate, I like shampoo.
How can you, I don't understand how you can possibly be poor and living with your mother. Like, it's either or normally, isn't it? You see, like, people living with their parents and they're just, like, they rock it, like, because they're cash cows, because they don't spend money on rent and shit. But your parents charge you more rent than my fucking rent company does, so...
£200. I said, oh, then £200 I'm paying rent. I might pay £100, well, I might pay £150.
You pay £200 to live with your old girl?
Yeah.
That's literally 75 quid short of what I pay for my half of the rent.
It's not bad, is it?
Well, I don't know, man. I got like full freedom in my house.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm lying.
I used to be alright with money back then, because I was on agency.
You were rich as fuck.
I was literally throwing money at the wazoo. Like, yeah. I was doing agency work and I was doing silly. I actually stuck with doing silly hours and I was getting top dollar. Now I'm stuck with fixed hours. I'm paying stupid amounts for parking.
Did you get like when you were doing agency work? Did you get like overtime and shit? Did you get extra money overtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, see,
It
man.
was.
Do you know
It was
if like as a chef on agency, you get paid like 18, 19 quid an hour. I was
That's not
debating
bad.
doing it, but you got to travel far. So I was just like if I didn't have a family, maybe I would have done it. But
Yeah.
I'm getting bored now of chefing, though. It's killing me, like.
And then I was silly and bought some nice cars that fell apart.
Explain these nice cars, Griv. These cars.
Well, I bought my BMW Z4,
You
and
bought a
I love that
BMW
car.
Z4 that was like 15 years old.
Yeah, but I liked it. It was nice. It only cost me like $4,000.
Yeah, so you
And
can't say, like,
for the
who is that a nice car to? Do you get me? Like
people
a
like
15-year-old Beamer. How old was it?
2004.
And when did you buy it? Fuck.
20 something. I don't know. You put me on the spot, yeah.
It was
Bastard.
It
like
was
4 years ago. It was 4 years ago. That sounds about right.
So it was a decade-old car that you had to sell to tape the brake lights on.
That only happened in the 3rd year of ownership.
Best car.
Just
like
fell out. Just fell out. I was gutted. I was like, all right, is my brake light on the
one
floor?
of our friends has just spent fucking 30-odd grand on an actual nice car, and you're saying like, well, I spent all my money on nice cars, performance vehicles, and it was a 10-year-old Beamer.
Yeah.
That was it wasn't that good. It was fast.
It was fast.
It was fast, but it wasn't. I don't think it was a good car.
No, it's not a good car. It wasn't BMW's
It wasn't James
best.
Bond level
Oh,
Beamer.
no, definitely not.
It was a bit terrible.
No, it wasn't
something wrong with
BMW's best attempt. They went with lightness instead of quality. So
There was something.
or the interior was bollocks.
There was something wrong with that car every time I spoke to you.
Yeah.
And the interior was bollocks. The interior was like a fucking like a low end Dacia.
It's like having a penny in a piggy bank and just jingle it about. That's what it was.
That's actually what it felt like. Like I've been.
It was just rattles everywhere.
Like I had like how much would that car have been brand new?
It was a good 30 grand car.
Yeah.
Back at that time.
So I had a DS3, and the interior on that was like 100 times better than that BMW, and that wouldn't have cost it.
Oh yeah. Well.
I don't know what my car would have cost brand new. It cost me 12 grand to buy, and it was 2 years old. So
I just wanted a nice car, and to me that was a nice car. It was fast. It makes a nice noise.
It did make a nice noise.
Love it. It's driving it in the night, and I even drove with the roof down in winter when it was like below 0 degrees.
Did you have one of those? Did you have one of those fans that blew on the back of your head?
No, it's not that fancy.
Cheap cunt.
Cheap cunt. And heated seats, so
it had heated seats is fine, and so your arse and back is lovely.
My arse and back was great.
Your tits are fucking frozen to your forehead.
So I decided to be sensible, and I bought a reliable Honda.
Have you had any troubles with that?
No.
I think one of my worst ideas was changing that DS3 to the Seat Ibiza that I've got now. I got a Seat Ibiza Talker, and one of the best bits about that was the fact it came with a removable sat nav that like acted as, do you know, like the 3D touch the touch screens that everybody's got on their cars, the new ones, like Bluetooth and fucking and all that shit. It came with that, but it was removable. The best bit about it was when I bought the car, because it was removable, some kind of removed it, and to replace it is like 200 quid. I'm like, nah, I could stick a fucking Android Edge unit in my car for that. Like, so I currently just have a CD player and an auxiliary cable. So because I don't have Bluetooth, I was like, right, how do I charge my phone and listen to music at the same time when I'm driving my car, or listen to podcasts, because that's what I do for the most part now.
Yeah.
So I bought a wireless charger for my car, but for some reason when I'm wireless charging and trying to listen to music through auxiliary, I'm getting like fucking beep, 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 beep.
Oh yeah.
So I'm getting that. So like for me to charge and listen to music, I have to like have some seriously degraded audio quality. So my next car, I'm gonna buy a big car, I think, like a not a 4x4, but a big like a SUV and it has to have a screen in it, and it has to have Bluetooth. That's my prerequisites for it. I'm not big into cars. Yeah, maybe not a 30 grand fucking Touareg. No, Touran. What's he drive?
I don't know.
It's a Touran, isn't it?
What's the cheap one? Well, the Touareg. I think the Touareg
Is the Touareg the most expensive one?
The more expensive one, yeah.
The Touran, I think, is nicer looking though. It's like the Polo of the sports SUVs. Like,
What did he have there?
I'm pretty sure he's got a Touran. Touran?
No, I don't think so either. Actually,
Huh?
it's not that. Not that. No.
It is.
Oh, what's he bought?
The Touran. The Touran's got a new shape this year, so you want to be looking at last year's shapes now. I'm pretty sure he had a Touran, and he cost him a lot of money.
I'll send him a message.
Send him a message. Say, what car you got, mate? We're talking about your ill-gotten gains. Fuck's sake. Yeah, send him a message. Are you sending him a message? Send him a message.
Yeah.
I'm not big into cars. You're quite big into cars. And Eli's quite big into cars. I think I'm the only one in that group who's not really too bothered about them. Like I used to love... My favourite car I ever had, right, was a Fiesta ST.
Yeah.
And I actually had a PS3 in it. Because I spent more... Like when I was like 16, 17, 18, 19, so those 4 years of my life, I was on stupid money and nothing, and like I had no outgoings. So like I bought this Fiesta ST for $4,000 off my mate, and he was like, I haven't driven it for like 6 months. It's a little bit shoddy. I was like, fuck, no problem, mate. I had it off him. I had it resprayed. I had screens stuck in the front and the two seats. I had a neon underkit stuck on it. So this was this was fucking...
You've literally got Need for Speed on it.
Need for Speed 2. Like, it was around that time. The only reason, right, I got rid of the PS2... It was a PS2, not a PS3. PS2 in that car was because I was driving and my mates were playing one of the Gran Turismos, and I turned the wheel of the car to turn the car in game. And so I was driving on a fucking road, and I looked down at one of the boys playing fucking Gran Turismo, and just out of like muscle memory or something, I just turned the fucking wheel, and I stuck us into a field. And
from the game, you would have nailed that apex.
I'd have slung us around nice and crisp, buttery smooth, like. But in real life, I just stuck us up the arse of a cow. So that was one of my first, like, I was just like, right, boys, I have to take this out, like. I was like, I'm gonna kill us all. And then I had several crashes. Then, like in the first,
did you flip one?
I flipped a 106 Quicksilver onto somebody's hand. That was
as you do.
That was nasty. I was driving his car. He was in the passenger seat with his hand out the window, and I was fucking hoofing it round this fucking car park. And I just clipped one of the curbs where the lampposts are. Like, there's obviously lampposts in car parks for the lights and shit. So I was fucking actually, like, I was probably doing about 70, 80 miles an hour. I slung around this corner in a fucking handbrake turn, and I just clipped it sideways. Stuck the fucking car on its roof on top of my mate's hand.
Nice.
So we still call him Gammy Hand, as you do as a mate. Like, thing is, he couldn't do anything because I was driving his car, like, uninsured and shit. So he would have had to have said that he was allowing me to drive his car. So he said that he was driving the car. And then nothing came of it for me. I was cushy, like, no criminal charges for crushing somebody's hands. It was, all in all, it was a good day. Like,
it was a good day.
What else have I crashed? I've crashed a 2-litre modded to the arse. Like, when I stopped modding like aesthetics, so the ST was my like aesthetics car, make it look pretty, like neons underneath, neons in the fucking footwells. I had a custom made boot inserts for my sound system, which was like wrapped in like a faux red leather to match the car outside. Then I bought a 96 maybe Mitsubishi Colt, and it was a 2-litre. Someone had already modded a 2-litre engine into it with a twin turbo.
Nice.
And so I was driving around in this car that looked like a Proton. Essentially, it just looks like a Proton because the body shapes were exactly the same. I was driving around in this, and they were like fucking. There were cars that cost about fucking 30, 40 grand coming up behind me, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you. But like, because it was so old, I stuck around a roundabout once. I fucking flung through a roundabout, and like the passenger window fell down. Nice. And so I used to have to worry about like actual shit just falling off that car. But I spent 600 quid on it, and my insurance was $3,000 a year.
Fuck that.
But I could afford that back then. I didn't give a fuck. Like money was nothing. Tiguan, is that what he's got? What's the Touran then?
The Touran is the bigger one. No, the Touran is the it's like your people carrier thing.
Is it?
Like your Ford Galaxie. Type thing.
Oh, okay, so he hasn't got one of them. Tiguan, that's the one. I knew it was something like that.
Then you got the Touareg, which is like the bigger.
Did he just mention that in the chat, did he?
No, I just went through all the trade and checked on the right thing.
Okay, he's got a Tiguan, which got, like, I think brand new they cost like 38 grand, don't they?
Yeah.
Stinking, but it's nice though. Have you been in it?
I drove it, yeah.
He let you drive it?
Yeah.
A 30 grand car?
Yeah, he told me to let go of the steering wheel when we went round the corner.
I don't like that at all.
So we were in Cardiff. I was in work and he went, "Oh, Grave, come out with me and Shafe," because he randomly met Shafe in the streets.
Yeah.
I've been saying, "Oh, mate, come see me. Let me drive your car." He goes, "No, Grave, no." And then I rocked it. I was like, "Give me your keys," and he gave me the keys. I was like, "Here they go." So we went to Macca's. Did funny voices.
Of course.
Help! He's kidnapped me, as you do. On the way back,
anytime Shafe is in the car, you're getting voices.
Oh yeah. So on the way back, he was telling me, "Oh no, this thing's got lane assist. He'll try and if you don't indicate or whatever, or you fall asleep at the wheel, turns the cars." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So we come to this sharp bend. He goes, "Oh, take your hands off the steering wheel, Grave." I was like, "Nah, mate." The Shafe was like, "You take your fucking hands off that wheel, I dare you."
Did you actually?
No, I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna pause that." I went for the smaller ones. I did. I was like, "I let go." He's like, "Oh yeah, it turns."
There's that. I think is it T-Pain or DJ Khaled song where it's like, when I walk up in the building, everybody hands go up, and they stay there. Have you heard that song?
No.
Right. So
your voice sounded. That was nice singing, then, mate.
Yeah, but I wasn't actually singing. I was whisper singing. Anyone can whisper sing. I can hit any note when you whisper sing.
Well, whisper singing your songs then. You sound good.
So I was like, so that song came on. Weirdly, that was Rubik's as well. We'd just driven to that day that we took we took the DJI Phantom for a drive, and we did all that custom fucking Rainbow Six Siege T-shirts.
Yeah,
it was that day. So I'd met you that day as well. So we were coming back.
We went to we were coming back
from Rubik's house, and that song came on with me and Eli in the car. And I let go when it says, "Everybody's hands go up." And we were driving on a fucking motorway. So my hands went up like that. And I did not put my hands down until the fucking beat dropped. And like, I shit myself because I thought we were going to die. But we didn't.
We come to death.
Yeah. I do shit. Like, I used to do like really stupid shit in the car all the time for some reason. I don't know why. Like, considering I'm so fucking ass petrified of dying, I don't get why I do such stupid shit that's going to get me killed. Like, do you know what I mean?
For a laugh.
Yeah, it was showing off in front of Eli. That's pretty much what it was. Just do it all the time, like.
Yeah. You nearly killed Di when we went to
Nah, see, no, this is the thing, right? Because he said to me, well, he was telling everybody that I nearly killed him, and all I was doing was driving just over the speed limit. Like, that's literally, but he was so off his face on fucking Diazi twat or whatever he was on, that he was just like to him it must have been like we were going through Doctor Who's fucking wormhole or something. Like, do you know what I mean? He was just like fucking slamming.
It's like the scene of what's that bloody film called now? Oh Christ, Ace Ventura when he's doing the Chi Chi Bang Bang bit.
Yes, like that's probably like in his
that's him in his mind.
In his mind, that's what was happening. He actually recorded a video of himself saying like, if anybody finds this video when we're dead, tell my wife I love her and stuff. I was like, mate, we're just driving normally. It was like country roads, so it must have seemed faster to him. But like we were never really in danger. But he tells everybody that like my fucking car grew wings and I was flying and shit. Like, I don't know, like me on Forza or something. I actually don't know, but he's just lying. I haven't been very lucky with cars though. I crashed my DS3 reversing with parking sensors.
I don't think you've actually told us this.
This happened not too long ago. This happened within the last. How long have I had this car? It's happened in the last 3 years. I was in Tesco car park and I just reversed out of a car parking space and the beeping went off. I just didn't stop for fuck knows why, but I just reversed into a van.
You probably thought the beeping was mugging you off.
I was like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't need technology to tell me how to go back. Fuck. Okay. And then
It's like
this guy milked it. Then like where I hit him, there was no damage, but like maybe
yeah.
a foot upwards, there was a big scrape along his car with like red paint. My car was yellow, and he was like, "Look what you've done to my van." And I was like, "Yeah, mate, fuck off." It's like eat shit. But he obviously won the case because I just fucking reversed into him. Like I just couldn't do anything about it. I was just like, "Enjoy your new fucking door, you prick." Like I literally couldn't do shit about it. Like
he hasn't repaired that, mate. That's gone straight in his pocket.
probably, yeah. I just went through insurance. I was like, I'm not fucking paying for it because like if he takes it to a garage, he could get a garage to say, oh yeah, say it's going to cost like 800 quid, and then I'll just pocket it. So I was like, yeah. And then I had a Saxo VTS, and the immobiliser just kicked in when I was on a 60 road.
No
just
way.
Literally just fucking locked up. But because
lock your steering wheel, isn't it?
Say it again.
Lock your steering wheel as well.
That did everything. It was one of those fucking keypad ones.
Oh, I wouldn't know what to feel.
Do you know you have to get on? You have to get into the car. You have to type in a password to start it. Have you ever seen one of them?
Yeah, it's when the French went through that silly period of security.
Yeah.
Crap.
Like it was good for people robbing your car, but it isn't good when you're driving at 60 miles an hour up a road.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like when that crash happened, 2 more cars hit my car, and like I won the claim because they hit me. I just didn't mention that my immobiliser kicked in, like, because well, to be fair, if they were following so close that like my car literally just locked up, it just like everything just stopped, wheels stopped turning, fucking brakes locked up, everything.
I wouldn't know what to think at that point. I was like, oh, that's me gone.
You can't really do anything, can you? You just like kiss your ass goodbye. Like, I think this was before you had to wear seatbelts as well. Like before it was law.
Any of you in that chat have not had an accident or done something to your car?
Well, Eve had a nip the other day.
Yeah. Has Eli had an accident?
Eli. I don't know.
I'm literally the only one who hasn't had an accident.
Well, Trav can't drive, can he? So.
Or Bomb. Oh no, Bomb. We don't know about Bomb. He comes in. He's
so
like
basically,
he's like that uncle we see once a year.
What you're saying is, me and Rubik's have crashed our cars.
Yeah.
Has Di's had a smash.
He smashed his little. Didn't he have a Duke or something?
He still got his Duke. That's what he drives now. He had an Audi A3. That's what it was, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Yeah, so he smashed that. He had a claim off that. That was bad. That was. One of my. Well, I say he was the mate. He was the guy who shagged cars, but like before that, he was my mate. And
actually shagged cars, or
yeah, no, actually. And he had a stinking car crash because he had a Puma, and he was like me. He was modding the fuck out of it, but he was going like he had a Ford Puma, but he was modding the engine of it, like, and he fucking something happened where he took off. He went over a hill and took off, and when he landed, the battery got ripped off. And all the pre-tensioners stopped working on the seatbelts. So when he crashed, the seatbelt didn't stop him, and he nearly died. It was gnarly as fuck. That was. That's one of the naughtiest ones I've heard. Like of people who I know, that's one of the gnarliest car crashes I know. Apart from one of my mates in school who's been hit by a car and he's dead. But
Rubik's gave me whiplash.
Oh, fuck off.
When he reversed into the fucking industrial-sized vents, you can see this huge metal fence behind you a mile away. He hits it.
I'm so surprised that you didn't put a claim in against one of your best mates.
My mate's like...
just for a bit of cash. Like, you seem like the type. I'm so surprised. I was just so surprised.
Like...
I'm so surprised that you did that.
I've still got the evidence on my phone.
The evidence, just in case you fancy claiming, just in case your neck starts hurting in a couple of years now. Do you want to hear one of them? Like, I've been in all these crazy accidents, right? So I've probably been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 or 7 car crashes, right?
Yeah.
Few of them my fault, few of them not my fault. Do you want to know one of the worst vehicular accidents I've ever had that still affects me to this day? Being run over by a golf buggy. In Bluestone.
Bluestone, yeah.
In Bluestone. It's fucking ruined me, mate. Like, anytime I start, like, when I went on the treadmill to try losing weight, my knees fucks up. Like, the guy literally just cut a corner and fucking wiped me out. Like, I still
tried to do a little sneaky Mario Kart shortcut.
I still went back to work, and I've worked out the rest of my shift, but my fucking body was in pieces, and to this day, my left leg still isn't right. I wish I'd filled in a fucking form, because I'd have had a bit for that. off somebody. I don't know I don't know who would be to blame for that. Like, I assume it'd be the driver, but
flat at the driver.
yeah, because he would have been told like there's a massive like fucking demonstration on what you're allowed to do in those fucking things.
Yeah.
And he obviously didn't follow any of them. He cut across on a grass verge, and then just like the brakes on them ain't fantastic because they only have to stop you going like 5 miles an hour. But because he was belting it down a fucking grassy, wet verge, he just fucking
This chap was doing 30 miles an hour.
literally. He was like, I reckon he hit me at about 10, 15 miles an hour. He must have, but like he went over me. So he hit me, and then like just fucking dunk dunk. I swear I just went over something like yes, there's a fucking chef flying on the floor. But,
fuck!
Yeah, so that wasn't my best moment. Like, but I felt that's one of the worst accidents I've ever been in. I haven't done anything else like really bad, to be fair. I think Noah is going to bed now, so I'm gonna have to cut this short.
But, I don't have to be nervous anymore.
Yeah, he was actually like he was legit shitting his pants about this because King of Charisma #1.
Yeah, I talk for days. I can't stop talking, as you've clearly seen in this podcast where I barely spoke at all.
No, I think he did all right. Like,
yeah,
I think he did all right. I think
normally I chat shit, so
I was trying to say things that I know you're interested in. You know. I'll talk about cars or I'll talk about PCs, and I know that you've got some stories there. So yeah, basically what we'll do now is I'll drop this Sunday, and then I'll do like a midweek one like I did last week, just to keep everybody happy, and then hopefully Di is back on the train next Wednesday for us to like reconvene. So like as I said, I'm going to be doing the big ones, like the group ones, the team ones on Saturdays, and then I'll try doing the solo ones on like the midweek, like a Thursday drop in or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I can kind of keep everybody happy. So some people don't really like the transgender Death Star type ones. Some people can't really stand just listening to me talk for 30-40 minutes. So like I'm trying to
be diverse.
I'll try juggle in both audiences. All the like the dark ones, like the serious ones, like the Bradley Johns and the paedophile one that I just did. I'll leave those off YouTube for now, and then if you want to listen to them, you can just go over to SoundCloud, Acast, or podcasts on iOS, and then we'll drop them. So
we haven't mentioned that in every podcast so far. You've mentioned me.
Well, no, I mentioned it in the last one.
Do we?
I mentioned it on Transgender Death Star. I said, like, the idea... Oh, maybe I spoke to Wilbur on Twitter, actually. Yeah, so the idea is we're going to mention... It's too late now, because I fucking had you on. Like, we've basically just killed the fucking goat on our one. I mean...
They've been in the last 20 episodes, even though there's probably been like 7. And...
It was going to be that, like, we mention Gravy in every episode up until episode 100.
Here I am.
And then we get you on so everybody can ridicule you. But all it is now is just like you've come on to save the day, because I had absolutely fuck all to talk about on myself. So
sorry.
This is like a filler one, because I promised that I would upload one every week. So and I've only got until tomorrow to do that. So
the normal podcast will be up next week, where he's back into taking the piss out of me. So.
Yeah, I hope so. Like I had to be nice to you, just so you didn't fuck off. Like
just throw a hissy out.
Yeah. What were you gonna say? Did you say you were gonna mention something?
Yeah, before we go, I went to Tesco earlier and I bought a Reese's peanut butter chocolate bar. It's like a huge actual chocolate bar. And I'm gonna try it now live on the podcast.
Do it, mate. Give us your review.
I'm gonna give you my review of this chocolate bar.
That's it.
Oh, get out. Look at the size of you bug. Ooh. Right then.
Can you eat it really close to the mic as well to wind up those people that can't
to wind everyone up, yeah. It'd be ASMR.
Yeah, do
right,
it.
So first thing I noticed, I just cut a square off now. And, it's already oozing.
Right, first of all, take like an aesthetic look at it. Is the wrapper, is it just the standard orange wrapper?
Yeah, standard orange wrapper. Okay. It's quite a nice wrapper, actually.
Has it got
that's not going to break. It's not going to break in your hand.
Okay. Is it a glossy finish, or is it kind of a matte finish?
It's a glossy finish.
Okay. Can you see your face in it? Face test.
Not quite. Face test.
The only one I've ever... Is it the star bar? You can see your face in star bars, the old ones at least.
Right.
Okay. So aesthetically, you're looking brown. Quite brown. I feel like he's eating it.
I'm eating already.
That wasn't it.
Cheap chocolate.
Okay. Or is it
But
like
the peanut butter's nice.
is it like Aldi's like advent
Definitely.
calendar chocolate, or is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Hold
Okay.
on, let me turn my gain up.
Oh, fuck, mate, that sounds disgusting. Right. Okay. Oh, you're gonna upset a lot of people. Right.
Yeah.
Now.
Pound in Tesco.
A
If you like
pound.
chocolate and peanut butter, I recommend it. It's actually quite nice.
Wait, no, a pound
Pound.
for a bar, as in
It's quite
like a Snickers bar,
No.
or like a Galaxie bar, like a fucking.
Yeah, like a big Galaxie bar. Type thing.
Okay, that's quite cheap.
It's quite thick bit of chocolate as well.
Does it ooze?
It does ooze a little bit.
Right. Okay.
It's a thick texture, but
Is it just like a Reese's cup? Or
it's a Reese's cup in an actual block.
does it differentiate from itself from the cup taste wise?
No.
So just go for what's cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
I would say this is actually probably cheaper.
That's Gravy's top tip for chocolate buy-in this week. Coming up to Christmas, if you're into Reese's, pick the cheapest one.
Oh, and don't go to McDonald's.
This
Rob you.
does nothing for me. It makes me look oily.
One last thing. Another
thing.
Christmas tip. Don't go to McDonald's. They rob you.
I feel like you've taken that to heart.
I'm really upset, mate.
So what do you... have you turned your game back down?
I went to the self-serve. I went to the self-serve now. I'm shouting them out because they've pissed me off. Pontypool.
Yeah.
Did the thing. Had a big chicken, big tasty meal.
Is that nice?
It's actually quite nice. I quite enjoy it.
Okay, I've never had one.
I give it a go.
Okay.
Chucked in the double cheeseburger, as you know, that's your meal. You know, that's the burger you eat on the drive home because that's perfectly legal.
So what do? You buy your meal for the house, and then you buy your pre-meal for the drive home.
For the drive home, like
okay, I feel you.
It's like your starter.
I've done it. Like having a burger as a starter is a bit weird, but I've done it.
I thought for a change, I'll have the apple pies. I haven't had the apple pie, and that was really nice. Burnt my mouth. I thought, they didn't give me my double cheeseburger, so I'll bite this instead. Bit it. I no longer. I think I've lost a few senses in my tongue. It burnt. I screamed in the car. It was great.
That's probably not a driving home type thing because you got to do that until it's cool.
I'm glad it was raining because I was hanging at the window with my mouth open.
I can actually see you doing that. If you still had your fucking Z4, like just getting the fucking roof off. Z4.
God. Just fucking throw the apple pie out. No, I'll probably turn around and get back though.
Uncle Goat. What should we call this one, Griv? Right at the end, it's turning into like kind of
McDonald's robbed me.
Like a tradition, like McDonald's robbed me or McDonald's robbed Gravy.
Gravy.
Right.
McDonald's robbed Gravy.
McDonald's robbed Gravy. That's fine.
Oh, we haven't mentioned why. Oh no, you've never mentioned why. No one knows that I do goat noises, do they?
I don't know, mate. I know it's fucking annoying, but like I just took it as one of those stupid things that you do, like playing that fucking something phone. What's it called?
Oh, the stylophone.
Stylophone. Like every time we used
I can't play it. It's right there. I'm playing.
We used to play online, and every time you died or something, we just hear. I was like,
you just hear Felice go in the background.
Yeah, Gravy's in Yay. So yeah, we're gonna knock it on yet. Right, thumbnail. We have to talk about thumbnails. What's the thumbnail gonna be? Shall I do a gravy boat pouring out the golden arches? No, that's too much head work. It's too much work. That is. Maybe I put the Hamburglar.
I was going to suggest that something where burgers being
the Hamburglar stealing from you. How could I? Have you got an animated version of you, like a
no.
Oh, fuck, mate! You call yourself a YouTuber. You gotta have.
Mate, I did a playthrough 10 years ago.
And what? You still upload now?
Oh, I even want to do like some awesome
something
stuff
cool in Overwatch. Do you want people to know? Do you want people to know your handles? Do you want to shout out your handles?
No, well,
just do it, mate.
I have the odd dab at Twitter. That's what I do.
Use my massive platform for you, mate.
Yeah.
You're never going to have access to this one. Not even 100 people.
I ain't coming back on after that. I was shit. I ain't coming back, people. If you're that interested, at Uncle_Gravy. That's me on Twitter. There's a picture of a cute goat because I do goat noises, and this is my example.
That sounds a bit sexy. Like, sounds a bit. I'm not gonna laugh because I hate you. Cute goat is like a bit bestiality. Do you reckon? Or no?
Well, it's in my Discord.
I know I can see it. I just see it as a goat. I don't see it as like a cute goat.
Well,
what's a cute
goat? It's probably one of the cuter of the goats out there.
Right. Okay, I'll give you that. They all have weird eyes. This is digressing again. So we'll I need to shoot off. Congratulations for holding in for an hour, Grave.
That's right. It's actually been an hour.
1 hour 28 seconds.
I was open for a half hour, and I can go.
Like I said to Gravy, I was like, right, okay. If we get to half hour, I'll be happy, so I can deliver something else like midweek, just so I can keep them happy and stick to my one a week for 2 years. Like so, Gravy said, okay, I'll come in. I did hope to have a big group.
Oh, I didn't.
What?
I didn't say I'd come in.
I said yesterday or this morning, I was like, anybody fancy jumping in to help me out because Dai's the flakiest of chocolates.
I said something about my charisma, but I didn't actually say yes.
I said hashtag King Charisma 2K18, and then you jumped in, and then he kept on trying to talk himself out of it. So I was like, Gravy, I'm going to start. I'm going, and then we started, and it's gone an hour. So congrats, mate.
Cheers.
I know you were really, really nervous about it. I think you did.
I hope I never come back. That's all I'm going to say.
I think you're going to have to come back for the 100th episode because we're going to do it.
Oh, okay.
But maybe we'll have like another person, so you're not so scared. Like,
yeah,
I think you did fine. For your first attempt.
I think I should make my own podcast. And I think it's
Gravy Cast.
I've got that feeling. Gravy Cast.
Goat Cast.
Gravy on demand. God, Gravy on demand.
Nice. There we go.
Nice.
What are you going to talk about? You should. I'm not going to lie. You should really, really, really do your research on goats and just have a goat-related podcast. Basically, everyone in Carmarthen would listen to that because they're all fucking farmers up there. What
did I just watch? Right, I'm going to show you a video after this. Whoa.
How bad is it? Can I show it on you?
No.
Oh, it's one of them.
I had Facebook up in the corner, and it was a video playing in the background. I wasn't taking any notice, and then something really bad happened. I was like, "Oh, that's caught my attention."
Right, keep that up, Ben. That's a perfect time to segue into the outro, then, guys. So, thanks very much for listening. As I said again, not to plan. Dai is extremely hard to pin down at the minute. I know he's really busy with his gym, and I feel like he's probably not going to be around for long. That's my feeling. I hope he is, but
what is he dying?
No, I think he's going to turn into one of those like doorstep guests kind of guys rather than the Dan and Dai podcast. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep on going anyway because I love it. And again, like that album has been taking up my life. So when that's done, I'll have a bit more time to do the podcast stuff. But thanks very much for your time, guys. Come and visit us on SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts. And if you've watched on YouTube today, you would have literally just seen my face and Gravy's fingers. So
lovely fingers. That could be a hand model.
Lovely chubby fingers. I'll stick his Facebook up there.
No, let's do the Twitter. Twitter's literally the only worthwhile one going on.
Okay, I'll show you Twitter up there as well now. Fuck. One sec, everybody. How do I search you? Gravy.
I posted a funny picture of that
Gravy.
Pikachu from the movie and this little Asian kid's face.
There we go. The last thing he tweeted, he added a video to YouTube playlist. Enya only time. So there we go. That's his.
Oh yeah.
That's his cute Twitter page. Goat. I get it now, Griff. I understand it, to be honest.
Cheers, mate.
You're not so animal fuckino.
I actually follow a goat Twitter. It's called at everything goats.
Wow.
That's
fucking pathetic. Right. Okay, guys. Thanks very much for your time. Catch you again on the Oh, I nearly done it again.
Angry Welshmen.
Oh my god! I stopped
Throwback.
myself. What the fuck is this podcast? Big Fat Chat, right? Okay. Thanks very much for your time, guys. We see you next time on the Big Fat Chat podcast.
Love you.
And I'll see you midweek for something a little bit more serious. I feel like I want to talk about accents and how hard it is to market myself because I got this dirty Welsh accent. So maybe that'll be coming midweek next week. So thanks very much for your time, guys. Much love. And shouts to Emma, who messaged me this morning saying, "Where the fuck's the podcast, you fat obese prick?"
That's what she actually said.
She didn't say that. She's a lovely woman.
Oh.
She asked me how the family was and stuff, but yeah, no.
How's a family, you fat bastard?
But yeah, here's the podcast. It wasn't what I planned again, but you know, we shall truck on. We shall truck on. Thanks very much for your time, guys. I'll catch you next time. Please leave a like and share with people who might be like-minded and strangers on the streets. Say goodbye, Griff.
I've said goodbye twice.
Yeah, I know, but I know, but it's like the actual outro now, so say it again.
Right, can I say goodbye now?
Say goodbye now.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.